guys, how you all doing? I hope that you have had another lovely day. It is officially the weekend for those that are still working 9 to 5 jobs. For those that aren't, in case you didn't know what day of the week it is, it's the end of Friday. So I hope that you guys are all doing well and that you're still keeping up with your exercise. I know now that it's like, we're going into a second month on lockdown. We're practically a month and a half into lockdown. It's 40 odd days. And it's very easy to end up focusing on just work and just family and forgetting about ourselves. So please, guys, still make the point of taking some time out for yourself. My videos are only 20 minutes, roughly 20 minutes long. You can't tell me you don't have 20 minutes in the day for yourself. So then it's just about getting yourself down on the mat. Even just get down, sit down, be on the mat, and let that hopefully get you into your movement. All right, so today's video, I have decided to focus a little bit on our lower abdominals, legs, hips, thighs. So lower body and down. We will get a little bit of upper body, but the main focus is the lower body and down. All right, so let's start laying down on our backs as per usual for some lovely pelvic curls. Okay, so we're going to roll down onto our backs. We are going to we're going to do our pelvic curls with a little bit of an external rotation in the legs today. So we work a little bit more of the outside of the glutes. Okay, so let's first have the heels quite close to the sit bones. We open the toes and heels so that we have them roughly fist distance apart. And then from there, I want you to open your toes a little bit more so that we have that external rotation going. All right, so we're now in our neutral pelvis. So hip bones and pubic bone are parallel to the floor. The ribs are beautifully laced down into the mat and the arms are down by the sides of the body. We inhale to prepare. Exhale, scoop the navel, tuck the pelvis using just abdominals, then peel the spine off of the mat one vertebra at a time. So you should feel the glutes engaging a little bit more from the outside in. We hold for the inhale, exhale, sinking in the chest gently, one vertebra at a time, returning to a lovely neutral position. And let's go again. We inhale. Exhale, scoop the navel, tuck the pelvis, and peel the spine off the mat. We still feel like we're drawing the heels in, and those ribs are still beautifully laced. So we've got a straight line from the knee through the hips to those shoulders. We inhale to hold, exhale, sinking in that chest gently, one vertebra at a time, and we return to our neutral pelvis. And let's go for number 3. We inhale. Exhale, scoop the navel, tuck the pelvis, lifting off of the floor, relaxing the shoulders, draw those heels in towards you, hold for the inhale, and exhale, sink in the chest, rolling down through each vertebra, one at a time, returning to a lovely neutral position. And let's go again. We inhale. Exhale, scoop the navel, tucking the pelvis. At this point, it's just the abdominals doing the work. Then we get the legs firing. We push into the feet. We peel the spine off of the mat. We avoid arching that upper back, so we keep the ribs laced. We're on the tips of the tops of our shoulder blades. Hold for your inhale there, and exhale, roll down through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Beautiful. All right, we're going to do single leg pelvic curls now. So let's bring the feet back to a fist distance apart for me. All right, we're bringing that straight alignment back. Now, we exhale to lift the right leg up to tabletop, and then we straighten the leg towards the ceiling. Now, if you can't keep your leg straight at a 90-degree angle, just bend the knee only as much as you need to, not as much as you want to. And we're not looking for the most comfortable position. We want to challenge our hamstring flexibility while keeping our neutral pelvis. All right, let's flex the toe. So we push through the heel so we get even more of a lovely stretch in the hamstring and calf muscle. Now we inhale to prepare. We exhale to scoop the navel, tuck the pelvis. Feel both glutes firing as we lift so that we keep the hips balanced. I don't want the right hip to be dropped down to the floor and make sure you haven't lifted the right hip towards the ribs. So this is where those lovely obliques come into play. Inhale, exhale, roll down through the spine, returning to neutral. And let's go again. We exhale, we scoop the navel, we tuck the pelvis, and we're lifting up, tucking both glutes. Keep the right hip lengthened away from those rib cages. Hold for the inhale, exhale, sinking in the chest and lowering back down. Beautiful. Again, remember, rather have a slightly bent knee instead of lowering the leg towards the floor. We inhale, we exhale, we scoop the navel, we tuck the pelvis, we reach long out of our right hip. That's it. Beautiful. Hold for the inhale, and we exhale to roll down through the spine gently, and we bend that right knee, and we place the right foot back onto the floor. So it is quite a challenging exercise because it really challenges the whole core to keep that pelvis nice and steady. All right, so let's see how we do on the opposite side. All right, we exhale to lift the left leg up to tabletop. We take the foot up to the ceiling. We flex that ankle, bending the knee if we need to. We inhale, exhale, scoop the navel, tuck the pelvis. Feel like you're pushing the foot up to the ceiling. That lift will help keep the pelvis nice and steady. Hold for the inhale, exhale, sinking in the chest, roll down through the spine. And let's go again. We exhale, we scoop the navel, we tuck the pelvis, we reach through the ankle towards the ceiling. Hold for the inhale. Exhale, we lower down through the spine gently, one vertebra at a time. And we're going to go for one more. We inhale, we exhale, we feel the right glute firing. We reach long to the ceiling with the left ankle. Hold for that inhale, and exhale, roll down through the spine. Back to neutral. Bend that right knee. Place that foot back down onto the floor for me. All right, let's get into some lovely abdominal work with some lower, focus on those lower abdominals. Let's interlace the hands and place them behind our head. We inhale to prepare. We exhale to nod the chin to the chest, lifting up into our beautiful chest lift. All right, so the pelvis is still in neutral. The head is resting in the hands. We're pulling the fingers apart to release the upper traps. We exhale to lift the right leg to tabletop. Now this gives us a lovely opportunity to watch the pelvis. Let's make sure that pelvis stays nice and steady. We exhale, pull up the pelvic floor, navel to spine, lifting that opposite leg up to meet it. All right, now placing both hands on your knees. If you feel this working into your neck, please place your hands back behind your head and just do the leg work. If you're still getting into the neck, lower the upper body down and just do the leg work. All right, so we have our hands on our knees. We inhale to prepare. We maintain the height of the upper body. We exhale to lengthen the legs away, taking the arms up to each side of the head. We inhale to circle the arms around and bring them back onto the knees as we bend the legs. If you don't have space, we just bring the arms backwards and forwards. All right, and let's go again. Inhale to open. I've changed the breathing. Exhale, bringing everything back in. Now, to get more lower abdominal work, lower the legs towards the floor as you straighten them. However, we keep the pelvis in neutral. No arching in that lower back. If you're arching in the lower back, you have gone too far. All right, so let's go again. We inhale, lengthen the legs, open the arms. Exhale to bring it all back in. Two more. Inhale, lengthen arms and legs. Exhale to bring it all back in. And last one. Inhale, lengthen arms and legs. Exhale, back in. Good. Inhale, place the hands behind the head. Exhale, lower the upper body down, lower the right leg down, lower the left leg down. Fantastic. Okay, so the next exercise is called hundreds. We are going to go back into that position we were just in with our legs and upper body. However, our arms are going to be down by the sides of the body in line with the hips, just as mine are now. And we're going to pulse the arms up and down from the shoulder joint itself. Quick pulses. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do that for 100 counts, okay? So that one I just did there was 10 counts. So it's not as scary as it sounds. But please make sure the wrists don't do the flapping. It's not wrist work, it's shoulder work. We reach long through the arm and we do quick pulses from that shoulder joint. All right, again, if the neck takes strain, put the hands to a lap, lower the upper body down, and you can have the legs up and pulse the arms, just like this. All right, so that is an alternative. If the abdominals can't do that, we take the legs up to the ceiling. Okay, so there's a few alternatives for everybody to do. All right, so let's place the hands behind the head. We exhale to nod the chin to the chest. The elbows are in peripheral vision. We keep a little gap between the chin and the chest, and we pull in those fingers apart. Again, the lower the legs are, the more of a lower abdominal workout you get, but please keep that neutral pelvis. We're not here to hurt our lower backs. We're here to strengthen our core. All right, we exhale to lift the right leg. Keeping everything steady, exhale to lift the opposite leg, join together. Now let's move arms and legs at the same time. We inhale, exhale, lengthen legs away from you, bring the arms down to the sides of the body. We are now going to pulse the arms and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last inhale, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Inhale, bend the knees. Place the hands back behind the head, lowering the upper body down. Lower the right leg, lower the left leg. Woo, and there are our hundreds. All right, let's roll over onto our side and come up onto our hands and knees for me. We're going to get a few more hip and glute exercises in here now. Okay, so we have our hands underneath our shoulders. We have our knees underneath our hips. We're going to start with the right leg. But now every movement we do with that right leg, you keep your pelvis steady, keep your abdominals and upper body steady. So when we take the leg back and lift up, I don't want to see you arching and dropping your belly to the floor. We're not here to do some back extension. We're here to work the glutes. So we keep the pelvis nice and steady, and that determines our range of motion. The same as if we go outwards, we go across and out. We're working at keeping everything steady. Okay, so let's get into our start position. We are pushing the floor away. So we push to keep the shoulders down low and pull the shoulders away from the ears. So we're connecting beautifully underneath our armpits down the side of our rib cages. We do have a slight arch in our lower back because we have a natural curve in our spine there. We're now lengthening the head long and forward like a turtle popping its head out of its shell for me. So we keep that neck beautifully long. All right, we're going to start with the right leg. We inhale to prepare. We put the weight in the right hand and left knee, pull the navel in towards the spine, and straighten the right leg out and behind you. The toe is tapping on the floor. All right, so our whole body should not have moved, just the leg. We inhale to prepare. Exhale, lifting the leg up. Lengthen long through the leg. It helps the lift. And we tuck the pelvis at the same time to keep the pelvis nice and steady. We inhale to lower and tap the toe. We go again. We exhale to lengthen and lift for 2. We're still pushing the floor away. Abdominals are still working hard. We exhale and we lift for 3. Our obliques are working beautifully, keeping the gap between hips and ribs consistently the same. And lower down for 4. Last one, exhale, lengthening, lifting, tucking pelvis, and we lower that leg down. Good. Now we're going to lift the leg up halfway. So exhale, lifting halfway. Now we're going to move the leg from side to side. We're going to get some inner and outer thigh work going here. All right. Inhale to take the leg across the midline towards the left side of your mat. We inhale then to take the leg out and away from the midline to the outside of our mat on the right. Exhale to bring it in. Inhale, apologies. Exhale to take it out. Keep the pelvis steady, so we're isolating the work on the inner and outer thigh. And inhale in and across for 2. We're still pushing the floor away with those shoulders, keeping them out of our ears. And last one, in and across. As we inhale, exhale out and away. Beautiful. Bring the leg back to center. Lower the knee down. We have one more exercise on this leg, and then we'll get off of those wrists for 2 seconds and swap sides. We're now going to do our lovely fire hydrant kick. Now, what a lot of people do is they'll lift, and that whole pelvis lifts. So you can see my left hip popping up into that screen. Now we're going to do it so that the left hip stays exactly where it is. There's no lifting in that pelvis, okay? So pelvic stability determines the range of motion. We're going to only increase our range of motion in our hips by challenging it correctly. All right, so inhale to prepare, pushing floor away, abdominals engaged. Exhale, right leg out to the side. Right hip stays level with the floor. Inhale, bring the knee back in. Exhale, lifting out. If your knee doesn't brush the mat, then you've lifted your hip too high and away from the floor. Exhale to open for 3. Inhale, dropping in. Exhale to open for 4. Right hip staying low. Inhale in. And last one, exhale, taking that knee out. Inhale, bring the knee in and push back into rest position and roll those wrists out a little bit. Okay, so by keeping the pelvis steady, we're really isolating the work inside that hip joint. And that's the only way we're going to be able to increase the range of motion we have going on there. If the pelvis is moving with the hip, then the hip is not actually getting much range of motion at all. Our lower spines, definitely, but that's not what we're targeting here. Okay, all right, so we have another leg. Let's come back up onto all fours. We now get into our set position. We push the floor away. We have a slight arch in the lower spine. The ribs are pulling in. We're lengthening beautifully out of our necks. We inhale to prepare, putting weight in left wrist and right knee. We exhale, pull the navel in to lengthen your left leg away, toe touching the floor. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift the leg up, tucking that pelvis, get the glute firing. Inhale to lower down. Exhale, lift for 2. Inhaling down. Exhale, lift for 3. Inhale, dropping down. Exhale for 4. We're still pushing that floor away. We're still tucking that pelvis. And last one, up for 5. And we lower the toe to the floor. All right, now, exhale to lift the leg halfway. Inhale, bring the leg across the midline to the right side of the mat. And exhale to take it out and away. Now, this is where we're challenging our pelvis in the flexion. We want to avoid closing the right and left hip area when we bring the leg to the right. We exhale to take the leg out and away. We inhale to bring the leg across the midline. Imagine you sitting down and long in that right hip as we try to bring the leg across. Inhale, taking the leg out and away. Allow. That's the exhale. And let's go. Inhale, taking the leg across the midline. Exhale, out and away. And last one. Inhale across the midline, keeping that upper body steady. Exhale, leg out and away. We bring the leg back to center. We lower the knee down. Good. We have one more exercise to do. Remember, that left hip needs to stay facing the floor for me. We push the floor away. We pull the shoulders down. We lengthen through our head like a turtle. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, pull the navel in. Take the left knee out to the side, keeping the left hip facing the floor. Inhale, bring the leg in. And again, exhale up for 2. Getting quite an arm workout, just maintaining this position. Exhale up for 3. Never mind just those hips. Inhale in, we have 2 more. Exhale, take the leg out for 4, keeping the pelvis nice and still. Push the floor away, navel pulling into the spine for the last one. Good, inhale, bring the knee in, push your sit bones back onto the heels, lengthen the arms out and away for me, and just roll those wrists out beautifully. All right. Good, that's it. Beautiful. And just let your heart rate lower if it has rised a little bit. I know mine has, but definitely talking while exercising works the cardiovascular system a little bit. Good. All right, now we lift the upper body as we walk the hands towards us. And voila, that is us for the day, guys. Well, evening, whenever you watch the video. So I tried to challenge the lower abdominals a little bit with the legs. We got a bit of the core going as well. And then we got some nice thigh and glute work happening. Also hamstrings, with the legs being straight, lifting up and down. We still get those hamstrings going. So it's a full thigh workout and really getting those hips nice and mobile. So, excuse me, I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope you keep well and have a lovely evening. Bye.